I'm Dale Archdekin. I'm the founder of Smart Sales Coaching. Harry Beshin is not properly dressed. Thank you, Harry. That was courteous of you to let us know that. We all appreciate it deeply. So we are talking about buyer agent power statements in 3 steps. Now, we sent a message into the chat. Well, actually, let's do this. If you don't know who we are and you want to find out who we are, you can go to our website. And I'm going to show you that website real quick. Give me 2 seconds here. My windows are all over the place. Smart Sales Coaching. There we go. Going to share real quick. Show you screen 2. Here you go. This is where you can find out more about us, right? smartsalescoaching.com. We specialize in scripting and dialogue training, lead conversions for real estate agents and ISAs. And if you don't know what an ISA is, it's just a fancy real estate agent who books appointments and doesn't go out on them and gets paid money to do that all day long. So we also specialize in sales team optimization for teams and brokerages. And you can find out more about what we do here. And today, what we're going to be working on is buyer agent power statements. But first, I want to do this. I have a theory that I've been working on. And I'll share this with you guys in a minute. But first, what I want you to do is we asked you guys to have a couple of pieces of information, a couple of answers ready. So I want you to chat in. What's your goal for this year? How many homes do you want to sell this year? So chat in. Let's see it. And I know if you're driving, if you're on your cell phone, it's okay. You're excused. But if you're watching this, I want you to chat in. How many houses do you want to sell? Steve says 15 to 20. Shyla says 30. Amit says 20, 25, 20 houses. Excellent. 12 to 15. I know that you guys are in different price points, and so that always has an impact. I just want to understand about how many you want to sell. How much do you want to earn? How much do you want to take home? Now, this is not a competition, everybody. I want you to answer honestly. You're not impressing anybody with the number you want to take home, okay? And nobody cares how much you want to take home, by the way, except maybe for me, because I'm a trainer. All right, here we go. 150 to 2K, 250, 275, 215, 350. All right, good. 250. I'm seeing some numbers. 250 to 500. Nice. 100. All right, Hoda wants to hit 100. Good. Aliza, is it 200,000 or 2 million? Or Alize? I don't know how to pronounce your name. 200. Okay, thank you. 200. Good. I'm like 2 million. I think you need to teach this if you're anywhere near that. All right, excellent. Now I'm going to ask you guys. This is a super important question. What is the one thing, the one biggest thing that's in your way right now from achieving your sales goal this year? Write that in. What's the one thing in the way right now, in the way of you achieving your sales goals for this year? Vic, finding clients. Samantha, ready and able buyers and sellers. Good. Let's see. Ready to Ranjna, did I pronounce that correctly? Said me. That is very intuitive of you. Steve said experience. How do I pronounce Jagdish? Jagdish. How do you guys pronounce that? Is it a hard J or like a Y? More leads, 24/7 caregiver, mom and dad. Sam. So Sam, 24/7 caregiver for mom and dad is not what's in the way. That would be more like, I don't have time. Okay. Sam, it is a real thing, but what I want to, I mean, we can't dump them over the side, but I think what's in the way is not having enough time. Is that true? You could just shake your head up and down. Okay. Jerry, more listings. Amit says, know the exact actions to make that income, seller motivation, the market, rates, insurance costs, motivated buyer and seller, qualified clients. Sarah, my own motivation. All right, great. I like that one. Leads, establishing routine, leads. I want you guys to all look in the chat. This is important, okay? I want you to all look in the chat. And now I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you the one true thing that is in the way. And we will get to the buyer agent power statement. I'm going to teach you a technique for buyer agent power statement, but I'm going to make a claim that even that is not going to help you achieve your goals this year. And there's only one thing, one biggest thing that's in the way, that is in your way of you achieving your goals. And I'll tell you as we get down to it. But the first question that I have for you guys is, today we're talking about buyer agent power statements. Okay. Essentially, what you would say if somebody said to you, why should I buy a home with you? Why should I sell my home with you? Right? That's a buyer agent power, really a power statement. So we're working on buyers today, but it really transitions or transcends buyers and sellers. It's really, how do you articulate your value? Correct? So let's do this as a demonstration. I need some volunteers who are going to role play with me. And my question to you is going to be, why should I buy a home with you? And you're going to tell me why I should do that, right? Why you're the best fit, why I should trust you, why I should work with you. So here's what I want you to do. For those of you who want to role play with me right now and show me where you're at, I want you to go, and at the bottom of the screen should be React. There's a little React and it has a heart that you'll see in the Zoom window. So if you want to role play, I want you to click React and I want you to raise your digital hand and just keep it up, because you're going to be one of my role players. All right. So we'll play the Jeopardy music while I wait for people to find the button. And here's what I want you to do. If you have no intentions of role playing, in the chat, I want you to write "not me." It's not a trick, Sam. It's not a trick, Marina. If you don't want to role play, chat in "not me." Marina wrote "not me." There we go. Keep going. Not me. Write it in there. Otherwise, I'll call you out if you don't write "not me." Ranjna. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Hey, close enough, right? Close enough for a white guy. Okay. Gada Road. I cannot find it. Okay. I got a lot of not me's here. How many people do we have on this webinar? We have 37 people. Sam, are you not me, or are you saying you're going to role play? Hey, Emily, do this. Turn on, let them unmute themselves. We're going to turn the setting back on.
Okay, it's on.
Okay, good. It's back on now. Excellent. We've just done a social experiment here. How many digital hands do we have up right now? Can you guys see how many? How many digital hands are up? One digital hand, and then motion put in a, can't follow direction, but he put in an emoji that has the hand raised. Good. You got an A for effort, Motion. We got one hand up out of 37 people. What does that tell you? Everybody here is what when it comes to role playing?
Oh, sorry, Dale. Can I ask something?
Hey, Vic. Everybody is what when it comes to role playing?
Sorry, I thought you said to put a heart heart icon in there. I put a heart icon. I must not be paying attention.
Nope. Everybody, thank you, Vic. For the most part, you're all scared. You're scared to role play. Why would you be scared to role play? Chat in why you're scared to role play. Chat it in. Why are you scared to role play? Dina, lack of confidence. Thank you. Looking like a fool. Confidence. Keep going. I am shy. Thank you. Fear of failure. Great. Don't know the perfect answer. Fear of failure. Sam, not scared, but never enjoyed it in your 22 years. Okay, Sam, I'm going to work on you. Fear of success, Jerry. That's like one of those cat poster bullshits. Nobody has fear of success. Learn by listening. All right. So who else? Tell me why you're afraid to role play. Otherwise, I'm going to call your name out right now. If you don't chat in why you're afraid to role play, you are role playing with me right now. Okay. We're getting a lot more in. Lack of converting. Don't like being put on the spot. Good. Can I tell you guys a funny story? Let me tell you a funny story before I draw a conclusion here for you. In my coaching company, we have people that sign up. And I told you that we specialize in scripting and dialogue, right? How you interact with human beings in a sales capacity. So we have clients who sign up, they want to go through our training, they want to know how to talk better. And the funny thing is, I jump on and have like an intake call with them, right? I'm like, hey, Tariq, what are your goals? What are your sales goals? Where are you at? Right. And how many contacts are you making each week? And how many appointments are you going on each week? And how many deals are you putting under agreement? And invariably, Tariq will say, well, I'm only making X number of contacts or not even tracking it all. And I'll say, okay, Tariq, let me ask you this. How confident are you about getting into conversations with strangers, right? New people. Oh, I love people. I love talking to people. It's great. It's why I'm in real estate, right? I have no fear at all. And I say, but you're only making 2 or 3 or 4 contacts a week. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't really know what to say. I don't know how to approach them. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. You just told me how confident you were. Not Tariq, these clients who've signed up with us a lot of times. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, once I'm talking to somebody, I feel much more comfortable talking to them. And the thing for me that they don't realize is that the fear of failure or the fear of rejection is actually what's in their way of them making these contacts. And they don't realize it. It is not, they're not aware of it. They think it's something else. And so in a lot of cases, when we can bring their attention to that fear of failure, not only bring their attention to it, but help them with it, that makes a massive impact. So I'm going to come back to this. I've got 37 people on here. The reason that you're not role playing with me is because you're afraid. You have a fear of failure. You have a fear of rejection, that it's going to mean something about you if you role play with me and you do it poorly, if you, quote, embarrass yourself in front of these other people. Do you guys all understand that? Yeah? Okay. Now, I'm talking about the biggest thing that's in the way of you selling more real estate, of you hitting your financial goals. I'm going to, what is it? I don't know what the word is. I'm going to suggest that it's your fear. That is the only thing that is in the way. The only thing that's in your way. It's not the rates. It's not the leads. It's not the clients. It's not the time. It's none of that stuff. It is the fear. That is the one biggest thing that is in your way of you actually hitting the goals that you want to hit. Typically, it's going to be fear of failure or fear of rejection in some capacity. And Sam Powell right now is writing to me that I'm absolutely wrong because she just doesn't have enough time. And if she did, she would sell all the houses that she wanted to. Sam, as an example, Sam is not the only person here who thinks that they have a lack of time in order to achieve their goals. What if, here's a crazy idea. What if Sam, who had only 1 hour a day to work in real estate, or even 1 hour a week, invested that 1 hour to go talk to every new construction builder in her area and said, I am the best real estate agent that you should work with. And once you do, you will never work with anyone else again. Give me 1 unit to sell for you. And when I do that, you're going to give me 10 or 15 more. If she did that, do you think she'd have a higher likelihood of selling more houses that she wanted to sell? Now, there's nothing wrong here. I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong or that you're making any kind of mistake. Here's what I'm saying, everybody, is that I'm a professional sales trainer. I've been a salesperson for 30 years. I've sold real estate myself as a hardcore listing agent, taking 4 and 5 listings a month. I've then built teams. I've built a team from 5 agents and 100 transactions to 30 agents and 650 transactions. I've built inside sales departments where we took strangers off the street with no experience, well, they had sales skill. They didn't have any real estate experience. We gave them our average lead mix. And because they were expensive, I held them to producing a minimum of 50 to 60 transactions in their first 12 months for the team. I've done all those things. And now I'm a sales trainer. And here's what I can tell you. For the most part, it's really kind of not your fault that you haven't hit the goals that you want to hit in spite of what everybody else is telling you. Because here's what I'm going to say about that. The key to you hitting your goals is for you to unlock and either reduce or eliminate the fear that you carry around inside you that infects and influences every single decision that you make and every action that you take. That is the key. And the reason it's not your fault is because brokers, training companies out there, gurus, people who want to tell you what to do and how to do it have never figured out how to help you unlock that one key element, which is the fear that drives your decision making. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can sell as many houses as you want. You can make as much money as you want. And I am not just reading motivational posters over here. I've worked with enough people who are doing it and have done it that I know you can do it too. I know you can. So it's okay that you haven't hit that yet. Here's the other problem about training companies and about gurus and about people who tell you what to do and how to do it is that they don't know how to fix that fear either for you. And so they keep giving you lots of prescriptions without fixing your root ailment, right? They keep prescribing you pills and exercise regimens. They keep giving you scripts and exercises, and they want to sell you leads and sell you websites, but they haven't fixed the core issue that's really in the way. Here's what I would say is if we could fix, reduce, or remove that element of fear for you, then you will transcend the need for strategy, for technique, for leads, for locations, for websites, for CRMs. You will transcend the need for all of that stuff. Because if you had no fear whatsoever, I could send you out there as a blunt instrument and you would make it happen. How many of you ever known those people that didn't have enough skill or enough experience? They were sort of too dumb to know they were supposed to fail and they just crushed it. You wave your hand if you've ever run into one of those people. Too dumb to know they were supposed to fail, right? And you're like, how the hell are you doing that? Oh, that's only for you. Only you can do that. No. You can do it too. They just seem to have a superhuman power. The superhuman power was they were lacking a key element of fear. One of the best CEOs I've ever worked for, this guy was nuts. Like when I was selling houses, I would, please, I want to know if this is you. I would like get a listing appointment booked, right? And then it would take 2 days for me to get ready for that listing appointment, right? Being prepared, doing all my stuff, my paperwork, everything, like it would knock me out. I would go and I would do the appointment. The appointment took like an hour and a half. And then after that, I was spent. I was wasted. I couldn't do anything else the rest of the day. I had to go home and rest. And maybe I would get back to working the next day or 2 days later, right? I see the smiles on your faces, which tells me that you know how this works. All right. Now, this CEO, this other agent that I started working with at one point in my career, this dude was a maniac. This guy was going on 2 and 3 appointments a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? How are you doing this? 1, how the hell are you getting that many appointments? And 2, how are you knocking those things out and going from one to the next when I'm spent after doing one of them? And how do you have the time to prepare for that much? That's insane. It expanded my mind. I couldn't even imagine. This guy just operated on a different level. And I tell you, he must be a sociopath because this dude did not know fear. I want to tell you something. He didn't have the capability of failing. Do you know why he didn't have the capability of failing or feeling foolish? Do you know why? Here's what I figured out about this guy. I think he was a sociopath. He didn't give a shit. To him, he never failed. To him, he never looked stupid. If he asked for something and somebody said no, it was something wrong with them. If he proposed something to somebody and they rejected him, it wasn't him. It was that person's problem. If he tried to achieve something and the universe didn't give it to him, it was the universe's fault, not his. I think he didn't even have the capability of taking any sort of responsibility or reflecting on himself. Now, that causes some other problems in your life, right? He's now divorced and crazy things like that. And half of his team has left him and all sorts of other things. However, what I learned from this guy, one, is that my own perception of what was possible was so small. And two, that his unique quality for just not even being able to be wrong or foolish enabled him to ask for whatever he wanted, right? He would ask for the sandwich out of your hand as you're eating it if he wanted it. Now, that's a level of crazy I'm not suggesting that you get to. But what it proves to me is that that guy could do pretty much anything he wanted and had massive success because he would just act either completely without fear or in spite of fear. So that's why my proposal to you is that the one thing that's in your way is fear, ultimately. All right. Now, I'm not going to make you guys role play here. I'm going to let those who want to role play, I'm going to teach this. I get conflicted about teaching you guys something. Do you know why I'm conflicted about teaching you stuff? Because for the vast majority of you, you aren't going to use it. If you don't have the, pardon me, ladies, the balls to do it here with me, you're damn sure not going to do it in front of strangers who have the capability to either give you money or take money away from you. Okay? I'm not going to make you do that. I'm not going to break that for you right now. And that would be irresponsible if I did. It would be irresponsible because I haven't taught you the techniques and strategies over the years that have helped me overcome my own fears. Nobody knows what my backstory is. I did not grow up super great. Let's just put it this way. I was not the towering pillar of confidence that you think you see in front of you right now. Okay? This is manufactured. All of this is manufactured. And this is manufactured over many years and over many lessons and learnings from other people and observations. So when I say it would be irresponsible for me, I haven't given you the techniques and strategies and perspectives that I've developed over the last 30 years that enable me to do what I do. So what I'll do instead, I know that you're all here for some snacky tactics, right? Say yes if you want some shiny, fun tactics. Just say yes in the chat. Say yes. Fun, shiny tactics. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to teach you some fun, shiny tactics. And I'm going to hope that you will go and use these and that you will actually implement them and it will make a change and impact in your lives. What I know is that that's very unlikely to happen, unfortunately. But here's what I'll tell you. At the end of this webinar, I've put together this 3-day challenge, and it's going to be happening next week. I'll talk you through it at the end, but we're going to teach you some stuff first. It's a 3-day challenge. In that 3-day challenge, the goal there, it's called the 60 homes sold challenge. The goal, the one thing that you have to get from that and that we will create for you is a reduction or elimination of the fear that's holding you back by the end of those 3 days. Because I know that no matter what I do for you, no matter what I teach you, no matter what I give you, no matter what direction I point you in, if you're still dealing with a core set of fears, it's going to hold you back and limit your growth. So I'll talk about it near the end. If you guys want to stick around, I'll let you know when the content is over today. And if you want to do the 3-day challenge next week with me, it's 3 days on Zoom with me, leading you through that and helping fix that core problem you have going on right now. Okay, so let's talk about buyer agent power statements. Ranjana, please unmute yourself. You volunteered to do this.
Hi, and I don't know why. I'm super scared. And
Well,
I'm
that's fantastic. You're doing it anyway.
Yes.
You know how often
Yeah.
I'm scared? I speak from stage in front of thousands of people. Do you know that before I go up on stage, I'm nervous? Do you know that for a couple of days before I go on stage, I'm nervous? And I am damn good at it. People come up to me afterwards and they're like, holy smokes, man, you're one of the best speakers I've ever seen. And I'm like, thanks. That was great, but I'm definitely scared before I get up there. It doesn't matter how many times. So pronounce your first name for me.
Ranjana.
Ranjana. Thank you. I never would have gotten that. Ranjana, that's awesome that you're going to do this in spite of fear. Everybody, round of applause for Ranjana. Round of applause. Support her. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, good. Stepping out on courage. Ranjana, you don't even have to do this good. Do it bad. I don't care. Ranjana, why should I buy a house with you?
Dale, I can tell you this. Nobody outworks me. And I will always tell you the truth. In the very first tour, I will show it to you how important getting a professional involved is when you're transacting in real estate.
Okay. All right. Excellent, Ranjana. Thank you, everybody. Round of applause. Good job.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you remember what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay. How many results were in what you just said?
How many results?
Yeah. What were the results that you were going to get me based on what you said?
Oh, I don't know how you look at it, but for me, if I'm dealing with somebody, truth is super important. Them being upfront is important. And
But what's the result? What's the result of truth and upfront?
the truth is that I will know everything, exactly what I'm getting into. My buyer will know exactly what they're getting into in terms of price, in terms of the kind of house they're buying. But of course, I didn't say that. So
What's the result of that, though?
that they're in good hands,
What's the result of being in good hands?
that they will make the right decision.
Hey, there we go. Took a little digging, everybody. We got one result, right? Okay, good. So here's my feedback for you, Ranjana. And I'm going to show you guys a format that's going to make this easier for you to do. And I'm going to talk you through it, okay? But what you need to add to what you've done are down to more results, right? How are you going to save me money, save me time, get me a great deal, find me the perfect home, avoid losing the home, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So when you say things like, I'm trustworthy, I'm there for you, I have a lot of experience, I've done this X number of years, the problem is that the prospect has to distill down to, what does that mean for me? What do I get out of that, right? And then the other thing that was missing is, why should I believe you? You say you're going to tell me the truth. You say that you're going to be with me the whole step. How do I know you're telling the truth? Listen, I have been fooled before. So how do I know I'm not being fooled this time, right? We all learned about getting fooled that first time we pulled that toy out of the cereal box that we saw the picture of on the outside of it. Yeah. That where it started? That's where it started for me, everybody. That what people tell you isn't always what they get from you. I'm sure you've all had that experience. Okay, let's talk about buyer agent power statements. Now, I'm going to show you a format. Great job, Ranjana. And here's what I want to say, everybody. As we're looking at these, first thing you got to do, if you want some free training and you want some more sermon from Dale, go to my YouTube channel right now and subscribe. Here's the little QR code guy right here, or you can go to YouTube at Smart Sales Coaching. I'll wait. I do a show called Cash Call. Cash Call is where we take recordings of salespeople, play them, and I give them direct feedback on those calls. And in fact, I need a guest for tomorrow, Friday. So who here disagrees with Dale and thinks fear is not holding you back and wants to show up on my Cash Call show on Friday so we can play some of your recorded calls? Anybody? I'll give you direct. It's an hour of coaching you get from me for free. If that's you, chat in. And Emily, you can drop my email address in the chat so that they can hit me up. I just need 4 or 5 recorded calls of whatever you're doing so that we can play it for the cash call show. And I'll be giving you direct coaching feedback. I charge $2,000 an hour for coaching if you work directly with me. So if you want $2,000 worth of coaching, then you'll show up on Friday. Okay. So drop my email address in the chat. Emily, it's just Dale at Smart Sales Coaching. It's not crazy. All right. So chat in if you went to the YouTube channel and subscribed. Let's see it. Who subscribed? Mosin said he can do it. Okay, good. Lucas, done. All right, good. So we got some subscriptions. Good. Okay. All right. Adriana's already a subscriber. There we go. Excellent. Adriana, if you're a subscriber, can we do, I need females. I have a lot of males that are doing the cash call show. I'm taking everybody. I want more guests, but I really need females. Only because I don't want it to be one-sided. It can't just be all dudes, right? I need some ladies who want to step out of their comfort zone and potentially, feel uncomfortable, so that I can give you some amazing and expensive feedback on how you can improve immediately. All right, let me move on. So why should I buy a home with you, right? That's what we're working on. I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of elevator pitches that include all the elements that you want to have in them. I help my buyer clients purchase the best possible home while saving them money, time, and avoiding common home buying issues that pop up during the process and after they move in, right? So this has a lot of what the results are that you're going to get for somebody. On average, our clients pay 15% less than market standard and spend half the time actively shopping to find that great deal. This is just another quick statement. Now, that might not work in your markets right now where your inventory is crazy low. I don't know how, most of you are in Canada. I don't know exactly how your markets are running right now. Are you guys, why don't you chat in? Are we low inventory, high interest, or are things sitting on the market right now? Chat in for me. Where are you at? Low inventory. Yep. One of our trainers is in Toronto, and he's like, it's a monkey knife fight here, to get a deal. Yep. Okay. All right. So we can't use this statement. Let's go on to the next one. These are just examples, right? It's showing you principles of how you build this stuff. With my 15 years of negotiating experience, I've been able to win 8 out of 10 of the last competitive offer situations to help secure the perfect home for my clients without them having to overpay for the property or accept poor terms. This one will work for you guys in the low inventory area. Okay. This sort of statement. What are we getting out of it? All right. So what we're talking about today is an elevator pitch. And in my company, obviously we do a lot of training, a lot of techniques, a lot of strategy. And part of reducing fear is giving you really great natural collaborative strategy. That's what we teach. It helps to reduce the fear also. Elevator pitch is what we're talking about right now. So elevator pitch is just this quick thing you can pull out of your pocket, and it answers a couple basic questions for a buyer or seller prospect. So then you've got like customized closes, buyer presentation, seller presentation, and we have all those things that we work on as well. But here's what a prospect is thinking. So, we're talking about fear, and fear being the one biggest thing that's in your way. And if you can eliminate it, the sky is the limit. A part of eliminating the fear, and this is something I'm going into in the 3-day challenge, is really understanding how those other human beings are thinking, how they're feeling, and how they want to be approached. Because would you guys all agree that none of us likes to be approached by a salesperson unless we're ready to buy something or have a burning question? Yeah. That is like the last thing you want to do, is have a salesperson approach you when you don't want to buy or you don't have a question. Well, if you know that, we know that as consumers, we're all consumers too, and we're salespeople. So one part of reducing the fear for yourself is understanding where that prospect is in their head and their feelings and how to best approach them. Here are 3 things they want to know that you have to answer when you're considering articulating why they should work with you, why they should buy or sell with you. And that is, why should I choose you? Why should I trust you? What advantage will I get? You got to answer those 3. Okay. Now, if they said, why should I buy a home with you? You're going to take this format here. I, we, or my team. This is super easy to use. I, we, or my team with our knowledge, experience, or process give you result, result, result. So this is a framework. This is one of the frameworks that we teach from with students that are within our coaching company. We build these frameworks based on what the consumer is thinking or wanting or needing an answer from. And then we dumb it down and teach it to you so that you don't have to think so hard about what to say or how to say it or when to say it. You can just use a framework like this. And this is one of those examples. Here, when we talk about what are the results that you need to sell to somebody, this is another piece of the framework. You need to sell them saving money, great deal, saving time, likelihood of success, avoiding issues, alleviating fears. And what you want to do is you want to take those results, you want to combine them with a framework like this, and you can produce statements like these. Super, super easy for your own business. And when you can produce super easy statements like this for your business, that means it's going to help reduce that barrier of fear that you don't know what to say, that it doesn't make a difference, that it's not powerful, or it's not going to work for you, right? That's how you make it super simple. Okay. Any questions about that? Go ahead. You can unmute yourselves. Okay. So here's what we're going to do next. No questions about that framework or how you use it, how you make a buyer statement or even a listing statement. Good? Pretty clear? All right. Now, let's talk about next week because we've got this 3-day challenge coming up. And I want to see if you guys are interested in coming and doing the challenge with us. And I'm going to talk you through what's involved in the challenge, when it is, and how much it costs. So this is the end of the buyer agent power statements portion. If you want to stick around and hear more about the 3-day challenge next week, stick around here. If not, you can take this framework and here's your homework. You can leave the call now, take the framework, grab a screenshot, right? Grab a screenshot of this. Are you guys doing it? Okay. Grab a screenshot of this. And your homework assignment is you have to craft 2 statements. One statement is why, answer 2, why should I buy a home with you? One statement is why should I sell my home with you? And you use the framework and you have to use at least 2 or 3 of the results they want in your statement. Good? Okay.